Are you doing a lot of proof of concepts? Are you trying to figure out different ways to optimize your infrastructure and decrease costs? Hi, I'm Peter Nichol, Data Science CIO. Today we're going to talk about hyper-converged infrastructure, also known as HCI, what it can do and what are the potential benefits. It's a term that I came across over the last couple of weeks, and I was a little bit curious to get more involved in exactly what it was and what the capabilities were. I kind of thought about appliances and other types of technologies with other processors like Databricks and others of years ago, but I was trying to come up with what exactly this hyperconverged infrastructure can potentially do. So hyperconverged infrastructure combines compute, storage, and networking into a single virtualized environment. The benefit is concepts like CPU or RAM or storage that you're already familiar with are all part of this environment. You can dynamically configure the compute or the CPU power and the RAM and allocate what storage level you want and set up different types of networking configurations all in a single unit. So the benefit is you don't have vendor lock-in. Because you have this appliance that you can easily move around, you don't have, and you're not as susceptible to a vendor lock-in. Second is you have all the agility of a public cloud with the control that you probably want of an on-prem environment. And lastly, it doesn't really cost that much to run a HCI environment because you have compute and storage and networking combined in a single unit. So what are some products that typically have this technology embedded in? One is HPE, Pivot 3, or even Nutantic. These types of solutions provide a single virtualized environment that you can leverage. And when you think about how these really can be optimized, let me give you a couple different use cases where these are most efficient. One is in high throughput analytics. When you have high compute capability, when you demand high compute capability and you have a lot of data you need to process, having the storage and compute very close together is a big advantage. Second is virtualized desktops. You have kind of a need to scale up and scale down based on the number of users and the work groups and how people are delivering work that week or that month. And having the ability to dynamically scale is a big benefit. And lastly, when you look at larger out-of-the-box solutions like SAP or Oracle, typically those are canned solutions that have predictable needs in terms of compute, storage, and networking, which are really supportive by an HCI environment. They'll say, hey, these are the specs you need to run SAP. And great, you can scale your hyper-converged infrastructure directly to what those needs are or overbuild it a little bit to be safe. So what are some of the big benefits to recap with hyper-converged infrastructure? First is you don't need as many resources. Because you have a more simplified environment, you typically don't have the layers of microservices or the layers of different capabilities where you need to have that level of specialization and you save some money. Second is a cost benefit from having compute and storage very close together. Oftentimes you'll realize that you have some cost savings. And lastly, you still have the ability to scale up very quickly. And because it's very much plug and play, if you realize that your current capabilities don't meet your needs, you can either dynamically disaggregate and have it configured to scale up automatically, or if you've hit your scale limit, you can simply swap that appliance out for a new appliance. So as you're thinking about proof of concepts and different ways to provide value to your business customers, exploring hyperconverged technologies and infrastructures might be a way to go. Hi, I'm Peter Nichol, Data Science CIO. Have a great week.